Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the chilling, twisted, and surprisingly complex story of one of the most iconic horror characters in mobile gaming, Granny. You've all screamed, you've all hidden in that closet, and you've all felt the heart-stopping panic when you hear her raspy voice say, "I see you." But who is she, really? What's the dark history behind that creepy house and its seemingly unkillable resident? Well, grab your teddy bears and get ready, because we're about to uncover the whole story of Granny, and trust me, it's even darker than you imagined. So let's start with the basics. The game drops you into a decrepit house with one simple, terrifying goal: escape in 5 days. But it's not that simple. Patrolling the halls is Granny, a gaunt, menacing figure with glowing white eyes and a blood-stained baseball bat. Drop a vase, step on a creaky floorboard, and she's on you in seconds. Her hearing is supernatural, her speed is unsettling, and her traps are everywhere. But Granny isn't just a random monster. The clues scattered throughout the house and across the entire game series paint a tragic and disturbing picture of a family torn apart. To understand Granny, we first have to talk about her family. Granny's real name, as we discover, is Angelica. She lives with Grandpa, another menacing figure you'll meet in the sequels. But the most important family member is their granddaughter, Slendrina. Yes, that Slendrina, from the developer's earlier series of games. This connection is the key to everything. The games strongly suggest that Granny and Grandpa are Slendrina's grandparents. Throughout the house you can find a picture of a younger, happier-looking Granny holding a baby. This is likely Slendrina. So what happened? How did this seemingly normal family descend into such a nightmare? The lore hints that something terrible happened to Slendrina. In the Slendrina game series, we learn she was a victim of a dark curse or a violent end, which transformed her into a vengeful spirit. Her ghost now haunts various locations, clutching her teddy bear and her diary. It seems that the grief and horror of losing their granddaughter twisted Granny and Grandpa. They became consumed by sorrow, which festered into something monstrous and malevolent. They are no longer just grieving grandparents. They are the violent, possessive jailers of their own home, which has become a tomb of memories. Now, let's talk about you, the player. Why are you in the house? The game is vague, but a popular and compelling theory is that you are a reporter, an investigator, or maybe just someone who got too curious about the abandoned house and its dark legends. You've stumbled upon this family's cursed legacy, and Granny and Grandpa aren't about to let their secrets out. They trap you, and the 5-day cycle of terror begins. Each time you're caught, it's not just a game over. It's a brutal punishment with different game over scenes showing Granny's cruelty. She's not just trying to stop you, she's enjoying it. The house itself is more than just a setting. It's a character. It's a maze of secrets, hidden passages, and locked doors. You find items like the teddy bear, which belongs to Slendrina. Bringing the teddy to her crib in the attic summons her ghost, revealing a softer, more tragic side to this horror story. It's a moment that shows us Granny isn't just pure evil. She's a figure born from immense pain. You can also find pages of a book scattered around. When assembled, this book seems to be a tome of dark rituals, hinting that perhaps the family dabbled in something they shouldn't have, leading to the curse that claimed Slendrina and corrupted them. And what about the other creatures? The giant spider in the basement, the crow in the attic? These aren't just random monsters. They seem to be extensions of the house's curse, guardians of its secrets, controlled by Granny. They add layers to the gameplay, but they also reinforce the idea that the entire property is saturated with a dark, supernatural energy. Nothing in this house is normal. As the series progresses with Granny Chapter 2 and Granny 3, the family tree of terror expands. In Chapter 2, we meet Grandpa. He can't hear very well, but he carries a shotgun, making him a different kind of threat. The dynamic between Granny and Grandpa is interesting. They work together to hunt you down, suggesting a shared purpose in their madness. Then, in Granny 3, We're introduced to their home base, a larger estate complete with a moat and a train to escape. And who do we find locked in the basement? Slendrina, their granddaughter, now a prisoner herself. This is a huge revelation. It suggests that Granny and Grandpa are not just mourning her. They are actively trying to contain her spirit, or perhaps even control it. The loving grandparents are gone, replaced by monstrous captors. So, piecing it all together, the story of Granny is a tragic family saga. It begins with Angelica and her husband, who have a daughter. That daughter has a child of her own, Slendrina. A terrible fate, possibly involving dark magic, befalls Slendrina, turning her into a vengeful spirit. Overwhelmed by grief and possibly corrupted by the same dark forces, Granny and Grandpa transform into monstrous versions of themselves. Their home becomes a prison, and anyone who dares to enter becomes their new plaything, a victim of their endless, violent sorrow. Your escape is not just a fight for survival. It's a desperate attempt to break free from a cycle of family trauma that has physically manifested as a house of horrors. It's a surprisingly deep and tragic backstory for a game that, on the surface, is just about running away from a creepy old lady. The environmental storytelling, the connections to the Slendrina series, and the clues you piece together create a narrative that is as compelling as it is terrifying. So, the next time you drop that wrench and hear those footsteps thumping down the hall, remember, you're not just being hunted by a monster. You're being hunted by a memory, a broken heart, and a love that has twisted into something truly terrifying. What do you guys think of this theory? Did I miss any clues? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching and for diving into this spooky story with me. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Stay safe, and whatever you do, don't make a sound. See you next time.